Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Tuesday, August 30th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you're someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. First off, a couple of clarification points. Number one, the price you see over here will be changing and the candlestick you see here will be moving. That's because the market's still open for a small amount of time, but I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. And then second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So stock number one here, AVCT, and this is exactly why I like to do these when the markets are still open, because check out this breakout, and this breakout just keeps going and going and going. And the idea of a watch list, the philosophy is to find unique, to find interesting situations, not randomly rush out and buy anything, but to watch, to observe and see if the price does ultimately behave in a way that fits your personal risk tolerance and fits your strategy. And I can only speak for myself, but I would definitely consider this where you have the huge price movement, you have the surge in volume. I would consider this a pretty significant, a pretty interesting and unique scenario that's worth keeping an eye on. So as of now, the breakout opportunity has already, happened. That happened down here where the price broke through there. So any of you watching this that took that breakout, I mean, congratulations to you. So that breakout's done. But the point here being is there can be more consolidations. There can be more patterns that form moving forward. But as of right now, as you see here, this thing has just gone absolutely bonkers and made a huge explosion. So if this keeps on moving, the next key level of resistance to watch at this point, so let me change that to red for resistance. But next key battleground to watch closely moving forward is going to be right up there at 47 cents, which who knows, is that going to get broken as I speak? I better map out one with as fast as this thing is moving right now. Maybe 47 cents gets broken as I talk. After 47, next one is 54. And I'm just going to map out one more just because who knows how strong this thing is going to be here. And the next one after that at 58. So as of now, 47, I think that's right where it got rejected from. Yeah, so far, that area of resistance, I pushed up through it. So 47 cents broke. This is great. This is why I like to do these when these are live. But you'll just have to wait and see where this thing ultimately closes by the time you watch this. But yeah, as of now, this thing is going insane and insanity. That is the unique from a trading standpoint. Those are the situations that you want to keep an eye on. So definitely if you like penny stocks, if you like insane situations, it's worth watching for Tuesday. Next, BBBY. This one kind of, I thought, disappeared and was kind of game over for a while, but it really wasn't game over for that long. Just a few days of volume dropping off, and then all of a sudden volume has returned today, and a lot of eyeballs watching it with a very solid pattern here that's formed when you have these sorts of, let's change that. When you have these sorts of patterns here that do form, it just brings a lot of eyeballs to them. And when a lot of the eyeballs are watching the same thing and wondering the same thing, call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, call it whatever you want. It can produce some very dynamic movements. So, of course, there are no guarantees. But my point here is that this pattern, and let me just make it the same color, make it easier to see. So we have a resistance there. I'm going to use that 200 period moving average as support, which you can see already acted as a couple times support there. So we have that as support. We have the momentum move right here. And let's put our golf ball down here to make it a little bit more visual. So we have a nice bull pennant pattern here on BBBY. Again, no guarantees, but is it plausible? Is it valid to think that if the price comes up to the top part of this pattern and gets the break up through it, that break in and of itself could create additional buying pressure? That is certainly a plausible outcome to have. So if you like to play bull pennants, if you like to play those self-fulfilling prophecy type dynamics, then this one's definitely worth keeping an eye on. Next one, NERV. Talked about this one on Friday, and you can see price got the break of that trend line right there and had a very, very nice opening part of the day. And in some ways, almost a case of deja vu because sure, late day today, the price did pull back, but in doing so, it has now just created another very, very well-defined trend line. So going back to the whole idea of self-fulfilling prophecies, as I just talked about, are there guarantees? No. But is it plausible to think that if the price can come up here and break up through that trend line, that a lot of people who have drawn that trend line are going to be watching it and potentially buying it because they're going to be saying, hey, I'm a breakout player. Hey, it just broke out. It's time to buy. Yeah, that's certainly not a guaranteed outcome, but a plausible outcome, especially when, as I just started off this one saying, you had that happen right down here with that trend line before being broken. So the trend continues, higher highs, higher lows, and that's what it's all about. Next, AHI, and very nice move here. Nice pattern. A bit of a different pattern because this one showed the explosive ability today, has pulled back, and this is what makes the pattern interesting because during this part of the pullback, it's a very valid question to be saying, uh-oh, is this the beginning of the end? Is this thing headed right back to where it started? what's going on here, and got our answer. And no, it didn't. It actually started to level out here. Now, let me be very clear, and I wish I could say trading was this easy. Just because the price started to come down and went sideways does not mean that for sure guaranteed, okay, pull back over, this thing's going back up to highs. Not saying that at all. But does it now become a whole lot more plausible that this could be some sort of bottom? Absolutely. Case in point, had the price still been dropping, and then I'm sitting here saying, hey, it's looking like this could be the bottom, you'd be totally justified to say, what are you talking about, Clay? It's literally still dropping. Why would you think that's the bottom? But of course, this is not the case. The price has at least gone sideways. So it becomes plausible to think that maybe this is some sort of consolidation range. And if there is going to be any sort of turnaround out of this consolidation, key area seems to be right there at about $1.50. So if you like to play consolidation breakouts, then $1.50 on this one is definitely worth keeping an eye on. Next one, AMC, and this will mean a bit more to those of you that have watched past videos, but finally it happened. What happened? Well, as you longer-term viewers have been hearing me talk over and over again, the price is broken up through the resistance trend line right there. It's broken up through it, and on top of that, it's actually gotten up through that purple line too, which is a good example here of resistances turning into support, because check it out, let me zoom in so you can see it easier. But now that the price is broken above it, 3 times now the price is pulled back, and look right where it's starting to go sideways, right on top of that 50-period moving average. So again, classic example of a resistance now acting as support. But in other words, the breakout is now underway. So I can get rid of that trend line here, which goes back to the whole philosophy of watch lists. A breakout is it is an interesting situation. Does that mean that this is for sure going to keep breaking out? No, it doesn't. Maybe this is just a temporary breakout and this thing rolls right back over. But that is a two-sided coin because, well, maybe it is the start of a much bigger breakout and this thing keeps ripping and roaring and is back above $10 before you know it. That's also a possibility because the price did show strength today via breaking that trend line. So it's certainly a situation worth at least watching and seeing how things play out. But yeah, very nice breakout today, not only of the trend line, but also of the 50-period moving average. So let's see if the momentum can continue to be built. Real quickly, wanted to pause and personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online training that I'm offering later on in the week. So if you've been enjoying what you've seen so far and you want to learn more about this tool and how it and why it's so powerful in building consistency, definitely get signed up for the free training. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link down in the description box. If you're watching at my site, there's an area right there on the webpage you can click to get signed up. So like I said, if you've been enjoying what you've seen, then certainly get signed up for the free class. Next one, OLB. This will mean a tad bit more to those of you that watched the video from Friday, but if you did, I put in this level of resistance, and here we have our first update. You could throw this right into a textbook if you wanted to, but per the update, or per the rule, I should say, when levels of resistance are broken and closed above, you want to see them act as support. I mean, check this out. Level of resistance broken, and then today, multiple times, the price just cruising right there above that level right there, which is doing a classic job of behaving as support. So $1.95 is certainly going to be that ideal level of support. Ideal meaning for Ask Clay, what would make this chart look the absolute strongest going forward? Certainly if the price can stay above $1.95. From the overarching standpoint, as long as the price stays above that purple line, that's what matters most, the 50-period moving average. So as that line moves higher and higher, it's basically like a trend line that's going to draw itself for you. So as long as the price is above there, then yes, overall, the trend is still upwards. But again, preferably speaking, what would make the chart look the best is if the price can continue to hold above that level, which, to give full credit to, so far so good. In terms of levels of potential reversal points for breakouts, right here, very well-defined trend line, which puts the breakout area right up there around $2.15. Next, RVPH, nice move today, nice pattern here. You've heard me say this before, so I'm not going to, beat the dead horse in terms of talking about self-fulfilling prophecies and all that sort of stuff, but let me just get the pattern drawn into play here. So we have that resistance trend line, we have our support down here at 210, and let me get that changed to green to represent more so a bullish dynamic, and then get this all one color. So we have our resistance, we have our support, we have the momentum move right there, we have our golf hole down here for another bull pennant pattern. So if you like to play stocks down below $5, you like to play bull pennants, here you go. Next, STBX, really like this one because of the, we'll call it the self-fulfilling prophecy dynamic, but check out this trend line right here. I mean, truly a thing of beauty. You got to think that a lot of people have drawn on this trend line, couple data points right there, did a great job of forecasting that. So as I've said, and we'll probably say a couple dozen more times, are there guaranteed outcomes? No, but is it a plausible outcome to think that if the price gets back up here and can push up through that level, that could create good solid upwards buying pressure? Absolutely. As far as levels of support are concerned, very important level to watch moving forward is going to be $5.50. And the reason this is so important, and I'm not saying this will occur, but just for example's sake and explanation's sake, is if the price were to come down to $5.50 and then push down through there, what would that be doing to the price? That would quite literally be putting the price right back to where it just was. And I mean, not to insult your intelligence, but price movements that make great moves and then go right back to where they started, not exactly a sign of genuine strength. So that's why in my mind, $5.50, very, very important level from a support side of things. Next one, TSLA Tesla, and we have quite a few dynamics here going on. First one being this area of which was support, broken down below it. So you'd expect it to act as resistance, and wasn't exactly, but very, very close. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that line there. I don't want too many lines. But you can see this level here at 286.50 is now being a very big problem point. Price broke down below it, tried to get above it there, failed, or got above it as far as maintaining above it, failed. Right there, failed to get momentum, failed to gain momentum. So 286.50, certainly going to be that level. Again, it's not a problem in the sense of the price breaking up above it. The price has broken above it several times today. The problem is maintaining that breakout level and maintaining momentum to keep on have the price grow. So every time the price gotten up around that area, the momentum has just disappeared. And then as far as areas of support are concerned, initial key level to watch right there at 284, and then after 284, that followed by that former bounce level down there right around the 282 mark. So these are definitely going to be the main levels that I'll be watching tomorrow. But yeah, 286.50 as of right now. In fact, now that there seems to be more of a precise area, and that's right up here at 287.50. Look at that. I just once, twice, 3 times right up there bounced off of that level. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and make that adjustment and call it 287.50 as that key level of resistance. Next one, NVDA, same idea as Tesla here. Price came down here, broke down through this 159.75 mark. So at this point, you'd expect it to act as resistance, and that's exactly what happened. Essentially all day long after breaking down below it. At one time, temporarily got above it, but momentum just completely disappeared. And then after that, you can see the price just cruise right down below there. So if there are going to be any sort of bounces, 159.75 going to be that first key level to watch closely. As far as next level of resistance after that, right up there at 162.50. As far as supports are concerned, and give some credit where credit's due, the bulls definitely got very stubborn here, and whenever the price approached that 157.65 mark, you can see that the bulls just, they're like, nope, we're not letting you make any further progress. So it does seem to be pretty solid right there. Does that continue to hold? Only time will tell, but that is a valid level where I can understand why you might be saying, I think a price could bounce from there. Yeah, I see that. It's bounced from there 3 times before. Doesn't mean that it'll bounce again, but by no means could anybody accuse you of that being some sort of irrational level to think that it could bounce. And then shorts are going to be watching that level saying, well, if it doesn't bounce and it fails, then I could see that being a breakdown point, which, again, I can see their logic also. But point being, these would be the main levels that I think a lot of traders will be basing their trade plans off of. So you can try to, fold that into your trade plans from the self-fulfilling prophecy, angle. So that wraps up the top 10. Again, if you like what you saw here and you want to learn more about this tool, then certainly get signed up for the free training later on this week. It'll be Thursday, September 1st at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So I hope to see you there. As far as these top 10 videos are concerned, if you enjoy this format, do 2 things for me. Hit that like button and leave a comment. Tell me what you traded today or what you're watching tomorrow. But those 2 things communicate to me that you're enjoying, and as long as I know people are enjoying, I'll continue to put in the time and effort to do these videos. So get signed up for the class, hit that like button, tell me what you traded today, tell me what you're watching tomorrow. Everybody, thanks, take care, have a good one.